नमस्सर्वेभ्यः। अस्माभिः इदानीं षष्ठे पाठे अष्टमभागे पठनीयमस्ति अन्वयक्रमः इति। यथा पूर्वम् अत्र संक्षेपरामायणात् स्वीकृतानां श्लोकानाम् अध्ययनं भवति। श्लोकानाम् अन्वयः अर्थात् वाक्यस्तरे कथं स्वीकरणीयम् अर्थम् इति तत् पाठ्यते। एतावत्पर्यन्तं वयं दृष्टवन्तः रामः सीता लक्ष्मणः च वनं गताः। तत्र चित्रकूटे सन्ति ते। एतस्मिन् अन्तरे अत्र अयोध्यायां किं भवदस्ति इति अत्र वर्णितमस्ति। वयं जानीमः यत् पिता दशरथः दुःखतप्तः अस्ति, शोकाकुलः अस्ति। तस्य स्थितिः चिन्ताजनकम् अपि अस्ति इति जानीमः। तो किम् अभवत् इति इदानीं पश्यामः। चित्रकूटं गते रामे पुत्रशोकातुरस्तथा राजा दशरथः स्वर्गं जगाम विलपन् सुतम्। चित्रकूटं गते रामे पुत्रशोकातुरस्तथा राजा दशरथः स्वर्गं जगाम विलपन् सुतम्. So this Gate Rame is a Sati Saptami Prayoga. We call it Sati Saptami Prayoga. So we use this Saptami Vibhakti as a way of stating a condition, a temporal condition of some other activity happening. Okay. So it's the same technique we use in English also. Upon the departure of Rama, upon, what is upon? Saptami. Okay, at the time of, upon. Okay, so that Saptami Bhava is there very much in Sanskritam itself. It is described as a technique of conditionally placing an activity, okay, as a precursor to another activity or as a nimitta or a cause for another activity, as a hetu. Okay, so Chitrakutam gate rame. So Chitrakutam Ramaha gataha. चित्रकूटं प्रति रामः अपि न केवलं रामः सीतालक्ष्मणसहितः रामः इति वक्तव्यं। सीतालक्ष्मणसहितः रामः चित्रकूटं गतः आसीत्, तत् जानीमः। तु अत्र किमस्ति? चित्रकूटं गते रामे इति सप्तम्यां स्थापितमस्ति। अर्थात् अपान् दि डिपार्चर ऑफ रामा टू चित्रकूट. ओके, going of Rama to Chitrakuta. Okay, at that time, Putra Shokaturaha. Shokaturaha, Shokakulaha iti, Shokakula iti प्रायः कन्नड भाषायाम् अपि श्रुतपूर्वं तादृश पद संयोजनं. तो शोकातुरः, शोकयुक्तः इति. पुत्रस्य निर्गमनशोकात्, पुत्र किं विरहशोकात् इति, विरह इति पदस्य अत्रापि उपयोक्तुं शक्नुमः। पितृविरहशोकात् आतुरः आकुलः तथा at that time. Okay, so that there is a sattva of visarga. Putra shoka turas tata, turah tatha. Raja Dasharatha. So Putra Shokaturaha Raja Dasharatha. Visheshana is Putra Shokaturaha, describing him as the one who is overcome with vyatha due to Putra Viyoga. That king Raja Dasharatha, Sutam Vilapan, grieving the son. That means grieving over the loss of his son in the kingdom. That is basically he is having left. Okay, Sutam Vilapan. Okay, see how Sutam is used as a karma for the Vilapana. Sutam Vilapan. Okay, Sutam Vilapan Kshatranta. Vilapan. So clausal. Swargam Jagama. Swargam is the karma pada for this Gam Dhatu. Jagama is the lit Bhutakala. Okay, what we call Paroksha Bhuta Kala. Okay, so Valmiki is writing or Narada is stating, so it's a Paroksha Bhuta Kala. So चित्रकूटं गते रामे पुत्रशोकातुरस्तथा राजा दशरथः सुतं विलपन् स्वर्गं जगाम. Very easy, Anvaya is very easy here. Okay. So this we need to lead off the Sati Saptami as a clause. Upon the departure of Rama to Chitrakuta, okay, Dasharatha, who was the king and who was overcome with anxiety or the darkness due to the grief over losing his son, I mean his son's departure, grieving over his son, grieving about his son, he left this world and went to heavens. That's the thing. Okay. So you see the Anvaya, let us see. Actually, only one Sandhi, Putra Shokaturah Tata, but they have only written one Sandhi. There is a Chitrakutam, that is a Anuswara Makara conversion we need to do. That's called Anuswara Sandhi. Swargam also has Anuswara Sandhi. So technically, there is 1, 2, and 3 Sandhis. Okay, everything else is already in the correct form. Rame Chitrakutam, Rame they have brought in. Oh, Rame is there, sorry. So Rame Chitrakutam Gate, okay, Putrasho Kama, Putrashokaturah Raja Dasharatah Kama Karta. Okay, then Sutam Vilapan. So Vilapan is a clausal verb as a Shatranta and its Karma Pada is Suta. But its Karta is still Dasharatha. Dasharatah Vilapan, Dasharatah Sutam Vilapan, Kama. The main activity is Swargam Jagama. He proceeded to the heavens. Okay. All right. Chitrakutam gate rame putrashokaturasthatha Raja Dasharatah Swargam Jagama Vilapan Sutam. Here, one thing you have to remember in the meter, this looks like very long. No, no. This Nakara and this Sakara actually combine into one compound. So, Vilapan Sutam. So, Nakara goes as a baby letter with Sakara. Okay, so this is one compound, Nakara and Sutam. And others are fine. So it will come back into meter if you count like that. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Finish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Thumb also is 1, right? So that's how it goes. So Ardha Vyanjana, like Halanta Vyanjanas, they combine merge into the equation. They don't get separate count. But they impact the gurutva. They impact the gurutva definitely. So the takara becomes a guru akshara. Okay. So this we don't need. Pratipadartha is in a different order. Actually, it is actually this I like. See what they have done now. They have abandoned this word for word type of thing. They have gone with the phrases. Rame Chitrakutam Gate. When Rama had reached Chitrakuta, actually, when more upon Rama's arrival at Chitrakuta, something like that. Putra Shokaturaha Raja Dasharatha gives stricken due to separation of his son, that King Dasharatha. Sutam Vilapan, lamenting over his son, Swargam Jagama, died, went to heaven. In fact, you use the word went to heavens. Anyway, the stay, Tatparya is always interesting. So let us read that. The stay in Chitrakuta was not an unhappy one for Rama, Sita, or Lakshmana. This one, actually, with the tone of this verse, this doesn't belong. I wouldn't bring all that previous verses intonation of Deva Gandharva Sakashaha. That's what they're bringing here. It's not needed because it's kind of clashing with the gravity of what is being said in this verse. So I wouldn't bring. Okay, they were extremely happy, enjoying nature's beauty around. This contrasts very badly against what is happening to the Sharathas. I wouldn't bring that. So you just say we are aware at this time that Rama, Lakshmana, and Sita have arrived at Chitrakuta upon the advice of Bharadwaja and are staying there. No need to describe their happiness and all that. But for Dasharatha in the palace, the separation of his dear son was unbearable. Like a dart, it was piercing his heart. Mama. Shokaturaha. Aturaha, whether there is a sense of piercing, I have to check. Because somewhere they will bring something. Okay. Thinking of him, he continuously shed tears. Maybe Shokaturaha is that, who knows. The main cause of his sorrow was that his own action had been responsible for Rama's exile, extra masala. In this old age, it was too much for him to take the shock of Putra Viyoga. Kimartam Swargam Jagama, they're explaining. Unable to bear the guilt, he passed away within 6 to 8 days of Rama's exile. 6 to 8 days, okay. There is some calculation they have done. Within a week, they could have said. So we see Dasharatha with Kausalya, Sumitra, Kaikai, who is now probably sorrow filled for all that she has done unknowingly due to Manthara's influence. This clearly is Sumantra. Or Vasishta, I don't know. I don't think Vasishta was there at that time in the Asthana, so must be Sumantra.
He's coming back and telling Rama has reached.
Correct. He has returned to the capital because at Ganga Kula he was sent back. Correct. I think it's Sumantra. Sumantra was also a Rishi, though he was a Mantri. He is not a Kshatriya Mantri. He was a Brahmana Mantri, I think. Okay, so here we have this beautiful depiction in a ancient Islamic Grantha art. Now it's in the Met Museum. See, all these are stolen and carried to foreign museums. Anyway, at least it is there safely. Okay, so we have this thing. Lagu Prashnottari. Let us do. So Anvaya Vakya we have seen Padavibhaga, we understood the Pratipadartha, we understood it in clauses. And so we have the Tatparya. So Lagu Prashnottari. Time for us to look at it. And this, of course, is again from our great Bapu, Andhra artist. Okay, so Ramah Vanavasaya Kutra Gatavan. Where did he go? So let us invite Chandra. So many times I have tried to raise you, Bagini. Or Varya. I don't know. Chandra, Mr. Chandra or Mrs. Chandra. I don't know. Chandra. You can unmute and try. Okay, very steadfast. More like Surya, very harsh on us. Okay, Ganesh Nayak Varya. I can trust you always to help us out.
Ram Ram.
Ram Ram.
Ramah Chitrakutam, Ramah Vanasya Chitrakutam Gatavan.
Vanavasaya.
Vanavasaya Chitrakutam
Gatavan. See, Vanavasaya is for the sake of like that. For the sake of Vanavasa, he went to Chitrakuta. Very good. And in the end, he ends up going to Dandakaranya, but that is ahead because he starts getting Bharata and others visiting him. Says, okay, hightail it from here and go into deeper forest. Otherwise,
Mahodaya, that's a Chaturthi Vibhakti, right? Vanavasaya.
Correct. For the sake of Chaturthi Vibhakti. Correct. So, thanks, Ganeshwarya. Well answered. Okay, Ramaha Vanavasaya Chitrakutam Tataha Punaha Dandakaranyam, but it is not yet told to us, so no need to volunteer that. Gatavan. Okay. Let us try Balachandra Rao. Balachandra Rao. Can you participate, sir, Balachandra Rao? Okay, maybe he can't. So let's go with the first in the list, Akshay. Akshay, you're not in a library, I guess?
It's Sunday, Mahodaya.
I know, but you're a studious student. You may have reached the library, so you still have to check.
Campus is not open, so I'm home.
Oh, this is bad. No school should keep the library access away.
No, on working weekdays it will be open 8 to 5 o'clock. Sundays it will be closed.
8 to 5. Disaster, sir. Disaster. Our institutes need to change. In our times, 24/7 reference section had to run 24/7. Of course,
No,
in
online
my
libraries are available. Online
yeah.
library is
The
accessible.
times have changed. I agree. Times have changed. In our time, the library access was critical for us. Anyway, good. So please, this is the question for you. Please read it and give us an answer.
रामस्य वनगमनानन्तरं दशरथः कुत्र जगाम किमर्थम्?
Mm.
रामस्य वनगमनानन्तरं दशरथः स्वर्गे जगाम.
Swargam Jagama. Actually, correct. Actually,
yeah.
don't, just because Kutra
Dvitiya
is
vibhakti, correct.
there, don't get influenced into Saptami. Swargam Jagama.
I can
Okay?
use Dvitiya, correct.
Ha.
स्वर्गं जगाम. किमर्थं पुत्र
Putra Viyoga, you can use. Putra Viyoga Shokat. Iti.
पितृवियोगशोकात् स्वर्गं गतम्.
You can say Putra Viyoga Shokat Katuraha Abhavat. Shokaturaha Abhavat. Tat
Okay,
Karanat.
make
Something
it two
little bit,
sentences.
yeah. Little bit pull it. Huh? Okay? Well done.
दशरथः पुत्रवियोगशोकात् आतुरः अभवत्. Sorry, कातुरः अभवत्. ततः अतः सः स्वर्गं जगाम.
Jagama. Very good. Okay. Ramasya vanavasaya nirgamanaanantaram raja dasharatah maranam prapya. Not needed, but anyway. Swargam jagama. Saha putra shokaturaha
It
bhut.
would be better to say Maranam Prapya because in those days they could directly go to Swarga.
You
without
got it
any-
right. So in fact, there is in the storyline there is a thing that he actually visited Swarga, helped Indra and all that, right? You are
that is where the war Kaikeyi
yes,
got the boons.
yes. I don't know in that war or some other war. You are right. Yeah, you are right. Yes. Saha putra shokaturaha bhutva dukkitaha abhavat. Vigatam sutam vilapan saha dasharatah putra viyogena maranam praptavan. So what I have done is drawn it like a rubber band a little bit. That simple fact has been pulled a bit. But over time you will start getting the ability to coin sentences like this. You do. At this time it's okay to keep it simple like Akshay Varyat tried. Well done.
Mahodaya, what is the meaning of Vigatam?
Vigatam means the one who has gone, left. Vigataha.
Okay, V is
Vigataha
the
is
Upasarga.
Upasarga V makes it like one who has left type. Gatam means the one who went. Vigatam means one who left and went. That sense.
Okay. Astu Mahodaya.
Yeah. V increases the color in the context. See, even
Sir,
Vila.
we can use Viraha. Viraha. We had heard Aja.
Putra Viyoga Virahat. Putra Viyoga Virahat Ram Dasharatah Maranam Aprapa. Something like that you can say also. Yeah.
Viraha is romantic, isn't it?
No. Actually, like it is just that. Yeah, it can be romantic. It can be Dukha Purita. We in Kannada, we use it in the sense of romantic only. But like somebody was trying to tell, Viraha is like the loss, the losing of somebody dear. That's all.
The pain of separation.
Pain of separation. So not only from a loved one, like between husband, wife and things like that. Father, son also Viraha is there. Okay, mother, son, mother, daughter, everywhere. Anyway. If you want to avoid it, that's fine. If you have some half doubt that Viraha applies, you avoid it. That's not a problem. Okay. Okay. Second verse of this series. Okay. Gate tu tasmin bharato vasishta pramukair niyujyamano rajyaya naichadrajyam mahabalah. Gate tu tasmin. So here tasmin is saptami of saha, right? So who is this subject? This is sarvanama saha, but tat in the pullinga tasmin. So who is this saha in this tasmin? Dasharatha. Gate tu dasharathe. The Kavi has used tasmin because he has already been introduced in the earlier verse as the one who died. So gate tu tasmin bracket dasharathe. Upon the departure of Dasharatha, that means upon the marana of Dasharatha. See, again Sati Saptami. Again Saptami Prayoga, okay, to indicate a clause, conditional clause for the second event. Vasishta Pramukaihi Dvijaihi. So there is a repa, Visarga repa sandhi. Vasishta Pramukaihi. Vasishta Adi Pramukaihi. Vasishta Adi Pramukaihi. Vasishta Pramukaihi. So, okay, Vasishta and other leaders, Mukhyasthas of the Asthana, by them, Tritiya Vibhakti, Bahuvachana, Pramukaihi, Dvijaihi, those who are twice born by them. Basically, those who are of this thing are also called Dvijas. So, like that. I mean, Dvijas include Brahmanas, Vaishyas, and Kshatriyas. So, any of these three classes belong to the Dvija because they undergo education. Okay, so they're born once to their mother, born second time to their Gurukula. Okay, Vasishta Pramukaihi Dvijaihi. Okay, Bharataha is the subject. Bharataha. So, Niyujyamanaha. Okay, so this is Karmani. See, Vasishta Pramukaihi Dvijaihi Bharataha Karma. So, is the object in the sense, but in Pratama. Rajyaya Niyujyamanaha. For the ruling. Rajyaya means for the sake of the kingdom. That means for the sake of ruling the kingdom. Niyujyamanaha. Niyoga means to assign, right? Niyujyamanaha. So here, Atmanepaditva, Yujyate, something like that. So that one, Niyujyamanaha is used. Okay, this is Visarga Utva. So, O. Niyujyamanaha Bharataha. Both places Utva is there of Visarga. So, upon the departure of Dasharatha by the leaders of the court, Vasishta and others, the one Bharata who was for the sake of ruling the kingdom, one who was being engaged, advised, engaged, okay. Rajyam, Mahabalaha here is simply Visheshana to Bharataha. Mahabalaha Bharataha, he has been placed all the way in the end, but Mahabalaha Bharataha, Rajyam na Aichat. Okay, Aichat has become Aichad due to Jastva, softening, Takara to Dakara. Ra separates, Rajyam separates out. So, na Aichat, Naichat, Vriddhi Sandhi. Okay, plus I only. So, has collapsed into the single Aikara. So, Naichat, Rajyam, Mahabalaha. So, despite being appointed for the rulership, basically, they were asking him to take control and were wanting to do Abhishek of him. But he had no desire for the kingdom. Rajyam na aichat. He did not want the kingdom. Mahabalaha Bharataha. Okay, so Tasmin, see bracket Dasharathe, how nicely they have brought it. Tasmin Dasharathe Gate tu. Okay, they have brought in tu from there as an additional color. Vasishta Pramukaihi Dvijaihi. Karta, but in Tritiya due to Karmani. Rajyaya, the Chaturthi as the target of the thing. Niyujyamanaha, for this Yujudatu, this Rajyaya belongs there. Niyujyamanaha Mahabalaha Bharataha. How they have nicely stacked Visheshana to Bharata. First Niyujyamanaha because it has to go with this Dvijaihi Rajyaya Niyujyamanaha Mahabalaha Bharataha. This is more close to Bharata. That is more close to the activity of them upon Bharata. Rajyam na aichat. See, beautiful Anvaya. I wouldn't change anything here. But I would put some kamas. Tasmin Dasharate Gate tu kama. Vasishta Pramukaihi Dvijaihi kama. Rajyaya Niyujyamanaha kama. Mahabalaha Bharataha kama. Rajyam na aichat. That would be nice. Bharataha admele kama bekagilla. You don't need a kama after Bharata, but few commas, some places will clause it nicely for us. Okay? Yeah. So, Anvaye Visheshaha. So, now they are teaching about the Anvaya Krama lesson around it. So, they have finished explaining the Padavi Bhaga. We already saw it, no? Vasishta Pramukaihi Dvijaihi and then Na Aichat, Naichat, Vriddhi Sandhi Visa. Then Aichat Rajyam Jastva Sandhi Visa. Dakara and then joining the Repa to become Dra. Okay, so that Visa. Okay, so that's what. So here after Anvaye Visheshaha, what are the special notes, attentions to be had by us in Anvaya? Oh, by the way, look at this. Okay, we saw earlier the Islamic art about Mahabharata, right? See here. Ramayana of Hamida Banu Begum before 1857. There nobody knows the exact date. Okay, so there is this lady who has done the work. Looking at the art, I am half suspecting she is of the Hazara clan, who are close Hazara or even the Uyghur, these clans, because this is very Chinese to me. But it is very clearly, you see, Persian scripture there. Or Arabic scripture there. So we don't know, but the art is very close to Chinese, but interesting.
Mongolian, isn't it, Mahodaya? Mongolian.
Perhaps Mongolian, but the scripture is clearly Persian or Arabic. I don't know to distinguish. So I don't know. Okay. Anyway, Hamida Banu Begum, we can do some digging. So this one again is not in either of the local areas. Reitberg Museum, Switzerland, but at least well preserved. See again the scene of Ramayana. See here, Dasharatha being burnt, all the families be crying this and all that.
And also some Arabic inscription is, information is given on top.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I don't know whether it's Arabic or Persian. I'm not well versed with either scripture. So, yeah. So this is an interesting scene. It's a lot of, this is the Sarayu River, I guess. Next to Ayodhya.
Yeah, she was the wife of Humayun, it seems.
Humayun, huh? Oh, fast digging. Okay.
And Akbar's mother, it seems.
Okay. Okay. See, look how steeped in education and art and all that they were. Okay. Very nice. It was 50-50 story. They brought down his home temple, but they did this. What do you say? 50-50. Half there, half here. I mean, they could have done this and not the other, but yeah. Okay, let's come back to our problems. Anvaye Visheshaha. After splitting up the words in a shloka, we have to arrange them in prose order in accordance with the case termination, vibhakti number, vachana, etc. You will learn more about the Anvaya Krama in this lesson. Let us analyze the prose order, Anvaya of the shloka above, step by step, and then learn how to arrange the words in any given shloka in Anvaya Krama. Number one, we must pick the main verb Kriyapada or the many verbs in the shloka. In this verse, there is only one main verb, Aichat. Yeah. Okay. Next, we must identify the subordinate clause, the Skridanta clauses. A subordinate verb, Apradhana Kriya, is always accessory to the main clause, but it is never a Tinganta. It cannot be a Tinganta, remember. Ekating Vakyam, it's like a mantra for us, Samskrita mantra. Ekating Vakyam, like that. Okay, so always accessory to the main clause, but it may have its own subject, object, etc. Typically, the subject will be common, but anyway. In this shloka, there are two subordinate verbs, namely Gate, Gatahas, Saptami, and Niyujyamanaha. Is directly there in that vibhakti. Okay, all right. So we got that. We agree so far. We have understood what they are telling us. So number 3 point. We should then group the words in the shloka according to their case terminations. This is the time they're teaching us the whole works, guys. Slowly walk this through in your mind. So now they are listing what are the Prathama Vibhakti. Niyujyamanaha, Mahabalaha, Bharataha. Dvitiya, Rajyam. Tritiya, Vasishta Pramukaihi, Dvijaihi. Chaturthi, Rajyaya. Saptami, Tasmin Gate. Avyayam tu na. See, beautiful, simple listing of the stuff. But you should keep the order in which they are there, because sometimes we have to see which guy which vibhakti word belongs to which clause or the main by the association. And one is proximity based, another is overall meaning based. We have to take the association. Now the words have to be put in prose order. the indeclinables na must go with the main verb as na aichat. Okay, in fact, in the verse also it is merged completely into aichat, naichat. The Kavi gives no option to move too much around. So, anyway, but we still must analyze that. Okay, gatetu tasmin is a usage called sati saptami prayogaha. Okay, so it will be explained in detail in the next level. In Shiksha, they will, but here itself we have more or less learned it. For now, we shall retain these three words as they are. Note that there is a similar usage in previous shloka also. We had just walked through that. Okay, number sub 3a. The words Vashishta Pramukaihi Dvijaihi Rajyaya are linked to the Apradana Kriya Niyujyamanaha. Okay, so Vasishta Pramukaihi Dvijaihi Rajyaya Niyujyamana. Vasishta प्रमुखों और अन्य द्विजों के द्वारा राज्य के लिए नियोग होता हुआ भरत, like that in my टूटा फूटा हिंदी. ठीक है, so
महोदय एकनिमिषं महोदय. नियोज्यमानः इत्युक्ते किं?
see, yuj dhatu means, what is yuj dhatu? Yuj dhatu means to unite, union, to unite, right?
Okay.
Right. So niyojanam means to engage somebody in a particular activity. Okay.
Sir, we can take it as in Hindi niyojit.
Niyojit, correct. Varya, thanks. So niyojan karna to Kannada में भी है niyojana. So Bhagini, I'm sure from whichever bhasha she will know the word niyojana. But niyojyamana may confuse her because it's not having that nakara that she's familiar with. Okay. And mana is because of the shanach pratyaya. Okay. Being engaged, being bonded to the kingship, like that. Okay. Then subpoint, the remaining words Mahabalaha, Bharataha, Rajyam are associated with the main Kriya. Okay. So see Bharata, if you see this sentence, I'll go back here. Bharata comes as the karma pada for the Dvijaihi Niyojyamanaha Bharataha. He is the karma pada for the Niyoga activity. Okay. But he becomes karta for the Aichat activity.
Okay.
See how the sentence flows. Karmani first part clause into the Kartari active clause, main clause. See? Brilliant, right? Dvijaihi niyujyamanaha bharataha rajyam na aichat. Other things are color. Tasmin gate.
He is bound to have the kingdom, but he is not interested.
Correct. Yeah, he's not bound to have. He's being requested to have the to rule the kingdom. Yes. Okay.
Avagatam Mahodaya.
Astu Varya. Okay, so we'll go back there where we were. Yeah. So Aichat. Niyujyamanaha is an action subservient to the main action Aichat. Now the Anvaya is nice. This chart is nice. Vasishta Pramukaihi Dvijaihi Rajyaya Niyujyamanaha Mahabalaha Bharataha Rajyam na Aichat. Okay. So subordinate verb, pradhana verb here. But the subordinate verb in turn leads as the Visheshana to the Bharata, who becomes Karta for the second part. But in the subordinate portion, he is a Karma Pada. And to all this, the stacking is Kala, that is Sati Saptami. Okay, before all this. Gatetu Tasmin. Okay. Point number 5, portion A. Vasishta Pramukaihi Dvijaihi. Okay, they are analyzing that. Let us see. The words in this box are directly related to the verb Niyujyamanaha. The subordinate clause Vasishta Pramukaihi Dvijaihi Niyujyamanaha is related to the main verb Na Aichat. Okay, through Bharata being the Niyujyamanaha. The clause Tasmin Gatetu added in the beginning completes the Anvaya. So we have to put it another box. Tasmin Dasharate Gatetu. Then this box. Then for the sake of Rajya Niyujyamanaha Bharataha Rajyam Karmapada for Aichat. Na Aichat. The clause tasmin, this finished. Now the complete sentence is tasmin gate tu vasishta pramukaihi dvijaihi rajyaya niyujyamanaha mahabalaha bharataha rajyam na ichat. Ignore this additional son I have put there. I mean, if, there is a option to put son after this if you wish. Niyujyamanaha, son, like that, but it's not needed. I went overboard. I should have just shown this as a shanach, finished. No need for another such shatranta to qualify it further. This is the prose order of the shloka. Following this method, try to arrange the words in the following shlokas in Anvaya Krama. What they are now telling us is, for the remaining shlokas, put this similar effort. So what is now happening is, though in the first pata, second pata, third pata, fourth pata, fifth pata, they have not done all this exercise in such detail, you are requested to go back and carry out those things, because the question can come with all these requirements. That's what I was telling you. At this level, they may not expect, but looks like by sixth lesson, they are showing that expectation a little bit. So we should be now able to go back and carry out this kind of exercises there. But fortunately, in our class, we have more or less done this. If you see, I have more or less tried to keep talking about apradhana kriya, pradhana kriya, sati saptami, well before they introduced anything. Okay, so you guys are aware that how to go about doing that. In some places, I have written the Anvaya Vakya also with all that in mind. What they have done here is put lot more English around that simple Anvaya Vakya we already did, showing everything mentally which we walked through, all this vibhakti, everything. But this is very orderly, nothing left to imagination type of, very kind of nursery level explanation to what we did, step by step by step. Okay. But still, you see, some things are just like that mentioned. Oh, Vasishta Pramukaihi Dvijaihi Rajya are linked to the Apradhanakari Niyujyamana. That we know by our larger intelligence. Niyujyamana means one who is being engaged in. By whom? By the Dvijas, who are also Vasishta Pramukas, Vasishtadi Pramukas, for the sake of Rajya. Like that, all that has not been worded. You can keep adding more to the as 1, 2, 3 and explain how that they are related if you want. That's like going down to the brass tacks, as we say, no? We cannot repeatedly do that, but for one verse it will be nice to do that. Pratipadartha. So this one we will skip. Again, by clause order they have gone. We are very well aware now. But if somebody wanted to know this Niyujyamanaha, see, being appointed has been used here. This I like. Okay, appointed is a good word there. And they have used Brahmins. I would not necessarily say Brahmins, because by the twice borns, I would stick to the literal translation twice borns, which means the Kulinas, which means anybody who is in that ministry. Kshatriyas included, Vaishyas included. All three clans used to participate in such Mantri Kula. Because somebody who needs to take care of finance has to be from Vaishya category. They will only have the knowledge and the skills to manage that.
Dvija, actually, sir, I think once the Upanayanam is over, that second life, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's twice born, basically.
Yeah,
That's what I
correct.
explained. No? One is mother's birth from the mother's womb. Other is the birth from the Gurukula's womb. Brilliant it is. Upanayana doesn't make a Dvija. Dvija makes after the Gurukula's passing out. There is a word for that. That karma, there is one particular karma done after the Gurukula passing. I forget the name now. It's a beautiful name is there. After that, he becomes a Dvija. Though Upanayana word means to go, take one towards Shastra studies. Upanayanam, to take the boy towards some Shastric studies, like that. And there is nowadays we believe only males were allowed this, but my Guru Varya says that there are historical references that is a later distortion. That used to be a process of this for females also. as far as he could make out. I mean, otherwise, there couldn't have been many Vedic rishis who are rishinis. Female rishis are there. Yeah.
Lingayats, I think, have got ladies.
Hmm?
Lingayats, ladies have got the.
They practice that, yes.
Sir, is
But
called
they call
Snataka.
themselves not Hindus himself. So I don't know what to use that quotation for.
What you say is true. My grandma used to say earlier days it was done for both male and female. That is, which she has heard like that. They used to do
Somewhere
all
it
the
got
rituals.
corrupted, Bhagini. Somewhere I think we got influenced by some of these foreign forces to protect the female clan more. So we stopped letting them out due to fear. What all has happened to our past Pitrus is unbelievable. They have had to do these nonsensical things to survive. Anyway. I mean, in Rajasthan, they invented a method to overcome that by dying in the fire of their husbands, because they would be otherwise subject to all nonsense. I'm sure that was
Sati, no?
Yeah, sati. That practice was forced by the invaders. Okay. You remember, always remember, in their own granthas you read, our ladies were being sold in the markets in Kabul and Basra and all that. Okay. Let's talk about the better. Tatparyam, Dasharatha passed away and the throne fell vacant. The kingdom was in danger without a king. It was the duty of the royal priest Vasishta to appoint the next king. The eldest prince Rama, who was the heir to the throne, had gone off to the forest. Next was Bharata. It was also the second desire, right? The second vara of his mother Kaikeyi that he should be made the king. Hence, Vasishta and others, Vasishta was there, decided to place him on the throne and conveyed the same to him. Bharata was no doubt eligible to ascend the throne. Born in the royal family, he was young and valorous. That's Mahabalaha. Actual heir was away in the forest, Rama. Before his death, Dasharatha had also yielded to this wish of Kaikeyi, willingly or unwillingly. In spite of all this, Bharata did not comply with the request of Vasishta and others. He thought that Rama's exile alone did not give him the right over the throne. After all, he too was a pious brother of the noble Rama. They have gone on a little bit more than necessary, but it is kind of nice. Okay. Yeah, see this scene. So Dasharatha there, and this is Bharata and Kaikeyi. Ashok Dongre, nice. And then this one again, Bharata and Kaikeyi. Actually, Lakshmana, this one is slightly even before. There is this side story. I don't know that it's there in Valmiki Ramayana. See with the churi, with the kadga.
No, sir, she's wearing white dress. That means it must be Shatrughna who was angry. No, Bharata was not angry, but Shatrughna was angry. Like Rama was not angry, Lakshmana was angry.
Shatrughna had no right to carry a kadga, nor did Lakshmana. If Lakshmana ever did, Rama would have pulled him off very quickly.
Okay.
But I can't believe because Kaikeyi.
He was not going
actually,
to.
he's the younger son of Kaikeyi only, correct? No, sorry, Lakshmana's son, Shatrughna.
Sumitra's son.
Sorry, Lakshmana's brother. So Sumitra's son. Sumitra's son. So I don't know. We will have to read. See, one thing is there is Valmiki Ramayana and there are a lot of colorful derivations. We have to know what Valmiki said and go with that for now.
Some difference will be there.
Lakshman and Shatrughna.
Anyway, it's probably not Bharata. He would not do that nonsense.
No,
but
he
Lakshmana was a little
angry.
touchy. Lakshmana was always a little touchy. So he's a character like that. Rama was needed to hold him back.
He was not actually angry with Kaikeyi, but he was angry with Mantara. Shatrughna was angry with Mantara.
I don't know that he knew about Mantara. Anyway. Okay. Anyway,
But
we'll
then
we'll
they
leave
don't-
it to artists being a little overexcited.
Yeah,
We have to see the truth. We'll leave it to.
yeah.
So Anuvada Paddhatihi. Okay. Mm. Huh. So ninth section. You learned. So this is more about the generic translation, what we should and shouldn't do. So they have written a lot of. Okay, one crow has decided to participate in our Sanskrit class nearby. I hope you're not hearing it. Anyway, you learned that while translating a specific idea, it is preferable to adopt literal translation, Shabdanuvadaha method, so that the tense, the case termination, etc. are clearly conveyed. See, you know what they are doing? They are talking to us about that butler thing we do. That butler thing is useful for literally understanding the vibhakti of every word in the correct way. But later on, the butler sentence won't hold water in the new language. We have to translate again the butler sentence and we have to submit it to Sangeeta Varye so that the Cambridge version comes out. Okay. Is she there? She's there. Okay. Okay. So, however, while translating a story or a news item or a lengthy article, the total import should be conveyed, the tatparya. Bhava anuvadaha is preferred. We have to go with the bhava, not the literal wordings. Given below are a few other points that are to be borne in mind while translating. Carefully read the matter to be translated from beginning to end once. This is the advice we give to every child. Exam question paper पहले से अंत तक पढ़ लो, कुछ भी मत करो थोड़ा टाइम, ऐसा टेंशन नीचे हो जाएगा, ऐसा कोई स्टूडेंट लोग सोचते हैं कि मैं पूरा पढ़ा तो और टेंस हो जाएगा कुछ किसका क्वेश्चन का भी आंसर पता नहीं है मुझे ऐसा ठीक है. Then read each sentence and try to grasp the purport of it. Okay, the weight and the meaning, depth of meaning of it. As far as possible, construct simple and short sentences, dividing the matter in accordance with the purport. Each sentence may consist of 3 or 4 words. In the initial stage, try to break up long sentences. Thus, you can minimize errors. In the beginning means as students, for us they are telling, do not attempt to translate passages containing technical matter or serious debates. Like you don't take Bhagavad Gita or Upanishad and try debates or newspaper articles. Okay, I mean, if you are going into Sanskrit, they are saying, okay, for you will find it difficult to handle both the language and the subject matter. So take some chitra katha, some simple katha like that. Make it a habit to go over what you have written. Read it yourself to see if you agree, making sense out of it. Given below are a few examples to show how a long sentence can be broken into small sentences. So we'll go into that. But what I thought was these bullets, I will put it in Samskritam itself nicely. So Moolasya Vistara Pathanam. That is the first point. Sushtu Arthavaгаmanam. Understand the meaning and purport. Bhashantarayatne Saralyam. Following simplicity in translation. Don't make long sentences. Aklishtam Vastu Chayanam. Choosing easy subjects. Some simple story. Okay. Kakaha, pikaha, cha. Something like that. Katha you can pick up. Okay. Anuditasya punaravartanam. That is reviewing. Okay. Right. So if you say it in Sanskritam, it sounds very, very nice, na? That's why I put it. Okay. Once a farmer, Govinda by name, this almost in Butler it is, living in Karavirapura, on his way to the city, met a friend and he asked him, is everything well? This looks like, I don't think very well constructed, but they deliberately tried to make a very long sentence. Okay. And the translation effort. See, but this is one sentence, right? But the translation is broken nicely. Okay. In fact, the English should have been also composed so. Purvam Karavirapure Govindaha Nama Ekaha Krishakaha Vasati Sma. Finish. Ekada once Saha Nagaram Gachan Asit. He was going to the city. See, on the way to his city has been translated. He was going to the city. Tada tasya snehitaha marge militavan. His friend met him. Finish. Saha snehitah. You can put snehitah. Saha in bracket snehita. Prishtavan. Okay, usually when we say saha, the pratama vibhakti more or less of the previous sentence will be the sarvanama pointer. So snehitah prishtavan. Kimboho sarvam kushalam va. Is everything well? See, nicely Kimboho has been added. Okay, this is a stylization which will belong. We start like that. Yenappa like that in Kannada, no? क्या जी सब कुछ ठीक है सब कुछ ठीक ठाक है like that. क्या जी is Kimboho. Iti. Sriram. Okay, this is nice. Okay, so now if you go to a higher level, you see, you can still make a belt out a beautiful Sanskrit sentence. It's shorter even than the English, but you see this one. I wouldn't attempt it at this level, but this is what is possible. Karavira Puravasi Govindakyah Krishikah Ekada Nagarapati Militam Mitram Kaushalavartam Aprichat. Finish. Actually, here it is called met a friend and he asked him. So this is not clear whether this he is Govinda or the friend. So this Saha is a good kind of escape. The way I have said here, it is Govinda himself. See, Karavira Puravasi Govindakyaha. Akyaha means one by that name. Govindakyaha Krishikaha. So qualifies him as a farmer right there. Ekada, that is still there as is. Nagarapati, in the pathway to the city. Finish. See, on the way to his city, Nagarapati. Finish. How short can be Samskritam? Militam Mitram. Already placed in karma position. The friend whom he met in that path. Kaushala Vartam. See, no need to say is all well, everything. Kaushala Varta, we call it in Sanskritam, right? Use that. Kaushala Vartam aprichat. Finish. He asked. Dvikarmaka prich dhatu. Prach dhatu, I think. Yeah. Prach or prich? I have to check. Anyway, we just learnt it, right? What was it?
Yeah.
We just learnt it today. Oh, I skipped over it. Prich only, not prach.
Pruch dhatu. Pruch, sixth one.
Bagini, just because I started wasting your time, I'll as well waste it.
Padasangraha.
Padasangraha. Why I'm skipping over is I'm
Sixth
not getting.
one. Sixth one.
Sixth one. Okay. Here. Prich only. I have a spelling error in my thing there. Sorry. Okay. So that is prich. Okay. So there is a higher possibility. Sanskrit is very powerful. You can even go shorter if you use all the correct techniques and still convey everything. That's why our kavyas are so compact and give up so much detail in one simple, small, compact way. So that is because of all the samasta pada, visheshana, visheshya techniques by which you can put an entire subsistence as a visheshana. Okay. Sri Ram, who was a clerk in a post office and did not get a pension even a year after retirement, that story of every retired person of government service, he went to the main post office, enraged, and having met a higher officer, he reported to him that he was Sri Ram, who had been working in the same department. They would have even forgotten him, sadly, but had not received any pension so far. With a name like Sri Ram, he'll be forgotten very quickly in our Indian kacheris. Okay, nice story. So let us see how we say that in Sanskritam in a very complicated way and in a simpler way. But complicated in the sense easy to write, but it's elongated due to the ease. Sri Ramaha Patralaya Karyalaye Lipikaraha Asit. So that he was a clerk in post office finishes off as a sentence. Nivritte of the Nivritti. I mean, Shashti type of sense. Ekavarshanantaram, after the retirement, okay, 1 year after the retirement, api, even then, nivritti vetanam na agatam iti saha khinnaha. He was sad that nivritti vetana had not come. Ataha saha pradhana patralaya karyalayam gatavan. So he went to the main post office. Adhikarinam drishtavan. He saw the officer. Aham Sri Ramaha. Atra eva purvam karyam karomi sma. I used to work here before. Itopi nivritta vetanam na labdam. Even now I haven't got my pension. Iti saha suchitavan. Finish. Okay. Yeah, nice. But you see the possibility. Nivritti vetanam samvatsarabhyantare in the interval of 1 year. Samvatsarabhyantarepi na prapte sati. Sati saptami prayoga. Na prapte sati. Patralaya lipikaraha Sriramaha kupitaha san mahapatralayam gatva swaparichayam kleshancha unnatam adhikarinam nyavedayat. Finish. Right? One sentence. Compact, more compact than even what English could have hoped for. Possible. Right? So the spectrum is there for us. This one, right side one, is only for entertainment. Left side one for how we should approach it in life at this level. Okay? Any questions? No. Okay. So number 3 example. Formerly, guys, you are listening to me, tracking? Fine. Am I coming through okay?
Yes, Mahodaya.
Yes, sir. Very much.
Mahodaya.
Oh, sorry. Suddenly I got it out. Sorry. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So formerly, when King Bhoja was ruling, a farmer called Suguna, see when there is a dot below, no, in the accented font, it is Erna. Suguna. So, okay, let me read again. Formerly, when King Bhoja was ruling, a farmer called Suguna, I don't know how as fits here. This is not good English. While he was in the city of Dhara, came across a gold vessel, felt happy that he had a lucky break. This is not really one sentence. This is some garbage English, but it's okay. We will take it. We understood the purport of it. So there was a king called Bhoja who was ruling. There was a farmer called Suguna in his kingdom. And he used to be in the city of Dhara. In the city of Dhara, he came across a gold vessel. He felt happy that he had this fortune of getting that gold vessel. That's what it means in simpler English, which is more accurate. But anyway, people do write like that. So it is, we know how to come to good Samskritam from that. Purvam Bhojarajaha Dharanagaram palayati sma. See? Bhojarajaha Dharanagaram palayati sma. Tada Sugunaha Nama Krishakaha. Actually, all this Nama Krishaka, Sugunakyaha Krishakaha, like that we go nowadays. This Nama we don't. Sugunakyaha Krishakaha. Athava Krishakaha Sugunaha, like that. Or Krishaka Sugunaha also is okay. Samasta. Karmadharya we call it. Krishakaha. Yaha Sugunaha iti Krishakaha. Krishaka Sugunaha. So Asit, he was there. Ekada saha Karshana Samaye Ekam Suvarna Patram Drishtavan. This Karshana Samaya is the imagination. Because he was Krishaka, he would have come across the gold vessel during his plowing session. That's what is implied. So Ekada saha Karshana Samaye, during the time of plowing. Ekam Suvarna Patram Drishtavan. Bhagyam Phalitam. My fortunes have fruited. Iti saha santushtaha jataha. Nice it is. Following these guidelines, you can start translating short stories. Now you can write it in a simpler, you see, level 1, level 2. Okay, see here. Pura yada bhojaha adhipatihi asit tada suguno nama krishikaha. Krishakaha. I don't know why I always do krishikaha. I have to change. In Kannada it is Krishika, but in Sanskrit it's Krishaka. Anyway, Dhara Nagare Suvarna Patramekam Asadya, having begotten, Swasya Saubhagyena Mudito Bhavat. He became happy. So simple for all that. Now, see the shorter sentence. You see this. Prak Bhojana Palita Dharayam. Bhojapalita, not Bhojanapalita. Bhojapalita Dharayam. In the city of Dhara, ruled by Bhoja. All that is embedded in one samasta and explains the whole context. No need for so much of unnecessary pull out, right? See how these beautiful samastas bring out thing. Prak, okay, in the old days. farmer. So prak bojapalitadharayam athva pura, you can also go pura there. Pura bojapalitadharayam krishakah sugunaha swarnapatram saubhagyena tushtaha. Abhavat is not needed. See how short.
Mahodaya, can we also say santushtaha?
Santushtaha. Some is not needed. Tushtaha is enough.
Okay.
Right? Some is upasarga, just to enhance it. Tushtaha jataha, enough. Jataha is also not needed. Tushtaha, finish. So even there is extra there. Okay. So this is how we go about it. But we can stick to this simple at this level. But the possibilities, I mean, this one I'm sure also has unwanted things people will compact further.
Now, when you do that, we are able to understand Mahodaya, and it's so beautiful. But when if you ask us to do it, then we'll be at.
No. As you progress, you can try these things. Okay. So I'm sure you will get there. There will be some errors. If I show this to my Guruvarya, he will laugh and say, you should have used that here. Why did you use kap pratyaya here? He will point out 4 errors, but that's okay. Yeah. This may all look nice to you, but if I show it to somebody who is at a higher level, he will find faults there. Like Krishikaha. Kannada, you're a Kannadiga, Krishikaha, Krishakaha, you're right. Like that he will say. This is a apabramsha. Like that. Anyway. Sandhihi. So we are at 4 o'clock. So we don't have enough time. So I don't want to torture you too much with the new year ringing in its bell. So I will relieve you. So let us study this very easy Purva Rupa Sandhi in the Saturday class in the new year, next new year. So happy new year. So Nutana Varshasya Subhashayaha. Sarvam Samyak Bhavediti Prarthanaya. Thank you. Okay.
Dhanyavadaha Mahodaya. Ram Ram.
Ram Ram. Virama Goshanam Kurmaha. Ramah api agachan asti.
Happy New Year.
Hari Om, Hari Om.
Hari Om, Hari Om.
Mahodaya, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Variye. Thank you, everyone.